Bring that camera down a little bit.
Want it down?
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay. Are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Let me
make
show
sure.
you show these books and shit.
No.
No?
Well, you can show it if you want to.
Show these books.
Hold on. Show it on there. Yeah. The live stream
This
don't
is
get
the
to see.
library. See these
Okay.
books, shit like the Ratchet of Earth.
I'm the interviewer.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to remain anonymous as to what my name is, but I'm definitely here to assist Richard Booz, or well, let's start off right here. What do you prefer to be called, Richard Booz or Ace, or does it really matter on what you prefer to be called?
King Ace. That's my organizer name. That's my rap name. That's my name since I was a young rapper, 10 years old. That's my name that I like to be called. But obviously, Richard Booz is my government name.
Okay. Let me make sure everybody can hear us before we continue. Can everybody hear us good?
Mm-hmm.
Just say yes in the chat for me so we can continue on. And I can hopefully get to some of y'all questions. Well, I will get to some of y'all questions, but I just want to make sure y'all can hear us. Okay. Thank you, love. Okay, so just so we can get back to, so you prefer to be called King Ace.
Mm-hmm.
But your government name is Richard Booz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna get just a little bit a little bit interesting, just a little bit for the crowd. Lately there has been some misinformation coming out about who you are as a person and your character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you, of course, want to come to the public to not necessarily defend yourself, because I feel like when you get in a defend battle, it's almost like you can never win. You're in a continuous loop, because there's one side and then there's another side, and people gonna choose what side they choose to, flock to. But you always have that freedom to go out and clear the room and speak on what you prefer to speak on. So before we get any further as to the juicy stuff, I want to know, could you tell us a little bit about your upbringing?
Yes. I'm a junior, Richard Booz Jr. My dad is a senior. I did 7 years in prison. My father did 9 years in prison. He came home, reformed himself. He's been home about 20 years. 2008, been home, started a successful business. And he's been raising kids, raising my little brother and sisters in them ever since. My mom is a school teacher. My mom and my dad separated when I was about 6 years old. I did 7 years in prison. I was in the streets. I played football. And when I got out of prison, I funded this nonprofit. I'm the president of today, and we up now. I got my associate's degree. I should have brought my degrees out. I got the associate's degree in criminal justice.
So you got a little flex going on, as you would like to say.
Bachelor's degree.
Okay.
I want to get my law degree. You know what's going on.
One thing I do know, but one thing I want everyone who's viewing to understand. He says, "Speak up." Can you hear it? Can you hear him and not me? I want to make sure you can hear both. You got to make sure you talk a little bit louder too. You might have to scoot it up a little bit closer so they can hear both of us. But we're gonna continue. Let us know if this get a little bit better. He'll get to speaking up a little bit louder as well too. So I think the misconception about what the world thinks is once you're in the streets, there's no way out. And one thing I admire about you and your story is that you couldn't control what area you was born in. The only thing you could do is adapt, and then once you learn better, you did better.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, let's throw out, where actually are you from?
Okay, so I'm from Buffalo, New York. All my family, we all grew up on a particular street. I'm not gonna say the street, But it really wasn't like a hood. It was like this where we all grew up from. My dad owned about 10 houses on this street. This is where this was our neighborhood. We all, grew up at. And, you know, in high school, I got involved in, doing street thing. I'm not gonna speak on nothing like that neither. I end up, committing 2 crimes. I end up doing 7 years. I paid my debt, and that's where we at now. Moving on with my life.
Right, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for that, because I think the reason why your particular story is getting blown out of proportion, because there's millions of Black men who grew up in the hood, who was around the area, who have done things just based off their environment and have grown outside of their environment and removed themselves from that environment. But I feel like in your particular case, you are targeted, or a spotlight is put on you just because of the recent misinformation that has been spoken about on your name. And
Right.
I want people to understand or get a view that you are not what you did in the streets. And also, there is, not on top of that, it's not a secret that you were in the streets. But I feel like the one thing that you want to clear up with people is that, yes, I was in the streets, but there is misinformation that's getting put out, that's kind of being faded into truth. Like someone basically saying, "Oh, you've been in the streets," which is true. So they throw out a true and give out 2 lies,
right?
And people will believe those 2 lies just because they're giving out one truth.
Yeah. So let's get to this shit. Let's get to it.
So
Let's get to all. We ain't ducking no smoke.
Okay. So but
that's the valid point you're making.
Yeah.
You're making a valid point.
Yeah. It's people giving out one side truths. Make sure you speak up. I'm gonna ask one question that I see.
Why did you choose the streets?
Why you chose the streets if your dad? Oh yeah, why did you choose the streets if your dad had 10 houses?
Same reason why my dad did 9 years when he was the big homie in my whole neighborhood. If you ask anybody from my town, Buffalo, New York, it was just a choice that we made. Shit, I was 14 years old. How you gonna ask me 14? How can I speak on what I was doing at 14? I was 14 years old, 13 years old when I jumped into the streets. And that's the choice that I made. I took accountability for my actions. I made those choices. I did what I did, and we was in the streets and went to jail, did my 7 years like a fucking champion. I ain't never told on nobody. I ain't never been involved in nothing that wasn't street shit. And I came home and I changed my motherfucking life. Bottom line, point blank, period.
And we just want to set the record straight. You are no longer in the streets anymore. That's correct?
No longer in the streets.
How long have you been out of the streets?
Been out the streets since 2000. Man, long time.
Long time.
Years. Okay. Shit, I ain't been home since 2011.
Right. Okay. So, let me see if there's any other questions that I'm going to ask before I get to my next questions. So my next question for you is, what do you feel pertaining to mental health? Mm-hmm. What are you, and I'll elaborate a little bit more. I'll throw in my little 2 cents. Me personally, I feel like mental health is very important. Mental health also changes throughout your life. As you get older, your mental is supposed to grow, or you're supposed to be learning things as you get older. Of course, something that, as you stated, a 14-year-old Richard knows a lot more than the Richard who is standing in front of me today. And that 14-year-old Richard mental health is definitely a lot more different than the disciplined and more developed Richard or King Ace that we see now. So what do you feel? How do you feel? Let me ask you this. How important do you feel mental health is to humans, or to you as well too?
I think that mental health is a serious crisis in our country. And I think a lot of the allegations is being, directed at me, misinformation, because anything that y'all heard about me is incorrect. I've seen a lot of comments on there that I will address, but I think that mental health, anybody that knows your man knows that, he's not in his right mental state. He's not in the right mental state. He's delusional. And a lot of the times, when people have mental health issues, they need serious counseling or they need some type of mental health evaluation. And I had to do counseling and work on my mental health with do spiritual work. But I believe that we have to find ways to deal with our mental health when we're going through mental health issues. And it's hard to help a person when they don't want to take no accountability for none of their actions. When you try to reach out and help a person, it's always you the person they blaming. So it's hard to help certain people when they can't take accountability for their actions.
Right.
And I've been going through that with a lot of people in my life.
Right. So
when you won't even acknowledge you got a mental health issue or you can't see it.
One thing I want to pinpoint to you about or speak to you and your viewers about mental health is there's mental health is, I feel, is very important. I agree with you. I also feel like there's a difference when you're going on a mental health journey and spiritual journey as well too. You got your mind, mental, your spirit, and your physical, which is the main things that people focus on. And I feel like in your scenario with the person who's giving out misinformation, he's also going through a mental and spiritual transformation. And since the day-to-day normal people, they aren't taught how to handle spiritual and mental acts, and just like you have like a person in the physical who would do you wrong, you also have the spirit world,
Right.
where if you are not careful on what type of energies or spirits that you run into, the spirit realm can basically feed you false information and you can be in a false reality. So I feel like in that particular case, do you feel as though this person, or do you mind me saying his name? Do you feel as though Fee is someone who was your childhood friend? Let me ask you that.
I would say that I want to wish him a speedy recovery. I know that he's not in his right state of mind. Yes, he was my childhood friend, and I don't want to keep speaking on him. I'm not going to speak on him in a negative light. I know everything that he's saying about me. He's really suffering from some type of mental illness with drugs because he's very delusional at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that he's saying about me is totally untrue. Any question y'all ask me on here is untrue. And anything that he said about me is not true.
Right. And I want the chat so the chat know we are just as real as we can possibly be. We see Pharaoh. We see Pharaoh on the chat. And to be quite frankly with you, he will not be coming on the live because at the end of the day, y'all can go to his channel and y'all can get the riffraff and y'all can get the same loop of what he's going to be talking about. He could definitely do that on his channel. We don't mind you guys going to his channel to see that. Yes, Fee, we see you. You won't be on here, but you could definitely go to your channel. You can also stick around as well too. Hopefully you get some good insight on how you can help yourself out mentally and physically and spiritually. And if Ace want to say anything,
yeah, I would just say that I hope that he can get the help that he needs and he can have a speedy recovery. I'm not gonna be on here bashing him, but what I will do as a fucking grown man is I will speak on the allegation that was made about me that's not true.
Okay, so what allegations would you like to speak on your behalf? Or I feel like this. You can go two different ways on this route. You as a man can come on here and you can say, hey, this is not true. Just if you want to, if you feel like that'll clear you up. But one thing I want you to understand why you're doing this is none of these people justify who you are.
I know my Big Trav, my boy Big Trav on the live. What's good, Trav? He from my hood. Big Trav know what's going on. Big Trav, shout it out, Nick.
But yeah, back to what we were saying. Hey, Big Trav.
Yeah.
But yes, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
You were saying two ways that I can handle it.
Yeah, there's two ways you can handle it. You can, of course, address the issues, but I feel like when you have certain people who are at a certain state within their mind, you'll kind of be going in a loop.
Yeah,
you know,
he from my hood. I can your Trev.
People will be
join the live, Trev. I need click that live, Trev.
But that's not the live that
it don't matter. They're gonna be able to hear him. Click the live, Trev.
Okay. Yeah, one thing I want to point out is you can go about it two ways. I just don't want you to get into the loop of continuously expanding yourself, because this guy has been at it for almost 2 years. So it's like, how long are you going to keep? You don't want to get caught in that loop.
Yeah,
he has different people who he's calling out. You know, so I feel as though this, and you can let me know what you think. I feel like this should be your last time addressing it. And then after that, people have the right and the freedom to do whatever they choose to do.
I'm letting all y'all know. I'm not in this I'm not gonna bash him. This is my only time that I'm gonna address this. The shit that this man is saying about me is absolute lies. You all can see that he's not in his right mental state. He's very delusional, and he's on here saying a bunch of. I can't get on here and say shit, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say nothing. What I'm gonna say is that I ain't never raped a woman in my life. He's a fucking liar about that. He went to jail. If you hang with people and y'all in the streets, and we all got guns, I'm only speaking about this because the case is already over. And we all got guns that we all using. Anybody that's in the streets that know they're gonna agree with this. And it's the only thing I'm speaking on as far as criminal shit. He want to keep talking this fed because he's police. That's why I don't want to talk about nothing, because the nigga police talking all this fed police shit. But anyway, if it's A, B, C, we all in the streets and we hanging together, and we all got a gun that we all use to protect ourselves, right? And I got a gun and you got a gun, and the police pull up on us. You run one way, nigga, and I run the other way, and the police chase your ass, and you get, how the fuck somebody set you up, nigga? You ran one way, they ran the other way. You had gloves on in the middle of summer. You ran one way, bitch, and I ran the other way, and the police chased your stupid ass, and I got away. How the fuck you gonna say somebody set you up?
So basically what you're saying is, which is, it's no secret, like you said, you guys were in the street.
Yeah, we was in the street. This is my fucking best friend.
And you've done things in the streets. Yeah. That it's evident it was in the streets. But one thing we making it clear is,
look, Trash, that man trying to build a RICO case on her. Yeah, this nigga's fucking lame.
One thing I don't feel like the world gives people who were in the streets grace to is one thing I don't feel the world give people grace to, as far as people being in the streets, is when you actually have like a development of self and say like, hey, I no longer want to be within this particular category. But one thing I want you to understand is you don't want to keep fighting and trying to prove yourself.
Shut your snitch ass up, nigga. Nobody from the hood fuck with you, rat ass nigga. Fuck you.
But one thing you want to understand though,
rat ass nigga.
Okay, but one thing I want you to understand is you got to understand you knew he was going to be on the live, right? So you cannot he's not in his right mind, is what I'm trying to inform you on. Do you feel as though you want him to be blocked from the live?
No, he ain't got to be blocked. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, I want the people to see that we see your emotions, and I think your emotions is stemming from him being a friend.
Yeah, it's my best friend.
But one thing you got to understand is you got to take those emotions aside from that being your friend, and you having memories with him, and understand that he's no longer in that state to even reciprocate that past energy that y'all had.
Right.
He's not mentally where he needs to be.
He's not
spiritually either.
He's not.
So I want you to take away your anger, because I'm sure you gotta excuse your anger,
right,
and understand that he's going through a journey in his life that you're not going through and you can't understand right now at this moment.
Right.
So is there anything else that you feel that you want to address and try your best? It's okay to show your feelings. It's okay to be upset because, like you said, that was your homie. Y'all was in the streets. I'm not from the streets, but I do have or had friends who have done things to me that hurt me. So is there anything you want to clear up before I get to my next question? And I'll go get the charger.
I don't want to clear up nothing. Shout out to my nigga J Mills, D Money, all real rivals, He disrespecting real great ones. Jay Mills, that's my little cousin. He disrespecting great ones. Only thing niggas did was try to have his back and be there for this nigga. He disrespecting the greatest niggas that ever did it. I ain't got nothing to say.
Okay, guys, I want you guys to start dropping some questions. I will answer the questions that I feel is actually going to be like inspirational, and it's not on the like negative side. So just drop your sincere questions, and if I feel like it's a sincere question, I'll pass the message on.
I'm not speaking on nothing else criminal. I ain't speaking on nothing else criminal. Rest in peace to my brother Mix. My brother Mix allowed this dude to come live in the house with him, with us. My mom damn near adopted this man, let him come live in the house with him. He could be me.
So that's what I was saying, you know. And it's cool to vent, to get it
out.
And
that house in the period to keep speaking about, that was my house. I let this motherfucker come live with me.
And it's cool to vent, to get it out. But yeah, one thing I just want you to understand is try to understand that the fee or Pharaoh that you once knew is not there. And it's not saying that eventually he won't get out of his, you know, his growth or his spiritual battle that he's going in within self. And you know, possibly when he get older, it could go on a downward spiral. You just never know. I just want you to wish him the best, because you never know what he's going through mentally and spiritually. And
I do. I wish him the best. And again, lying on my name.
I know, but when you're fighting a spiritual warfare with demons and all that, not everybody get out of there. You know, so yeah.
Who was that on the line that said, "Hey, cuz"?
Let me see.
Who was that? Who was that said, "Hey, cuz" on the line?
Let me see
over there.
Let me see if we have any questions. Let me see.
I got some questions. That's my cousin T.
I don't see any questions over there. Let me see.
We've been doing for the last 5 years and helping the youth. You know what I'm saying? We specialize in helping the youth. I created a nonprofit called Black Girl Family Movement, and we do work. Helping the youth. I got a Know Your Rights program that we do when we go out and we teach the youth about their rights. I got a community outreach survival program where we go into the community and we go door to door with our notepads. Me, myself, and my team of organizers teaching the community how to organize. We figure out what the needs and the top 5 needs of that community is, and we organize and we raise money to fund those needs. That's what I've been doing the last 5 years, organizing. Spending my money, going into the community, helping people. This is what we do. This is why we so known and why we get so much support out here in Dallas, Texas, where I'm at, where I've been the last 5 years, changing my life. And that's why I'm in school to become a lawyer. I got my associate's degree, I got my bachelor's degree, and I'm currently on my way to law school and getting my doctorate so I can continue to lead my nonprofit, which I'm the president of. And we have a board, and we go out and we just try to organize in the community to help Black people. And that's what we've been doing last 5 years. What's the questions? What's good with it, cuz? He just mad you doing everything he wish he could. Y'all know Phil doesn't let anybody talk. I'm going live with that nigga, man. It wasn't about him. I came on here just to address shit about me. This wasn't about. I'm never gonna get on live and bash Pharaoh. It's not about him. I'm gonna definitely address questions that's directed at me. And I wasn't gonna come on here and speak about nothing that me and that man been through. That was my best friend. He was a good friend. He was loyal to me. That was my man. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him, and I'm not. But what he's saying about me ain't true. I'm gonna defend my name. I ain't coming here to say nothing bad about that man, and I won't. I want to see him get a speedy recovery. It's sad what's going on right now. But I'm not gonna sit here as a grown man and let nobody disrespect me when it's not true. It ain't true. All I did was he always had my back and always had Nikea. Join the live, Nikea. Hold on. I'm about to have my cousin. Nikea, come on my YouTube. Come on my YouTube and join my live. I'm about to have my cousin come on here and clear some of this shit up. Come on this live, Nikea. Your man told me I'm a rapist, and I need you to come on and clear this shit up, man. Yes. We ain't about to do this. You drug me. I ain't never admit nothing to you, bro, because I never drugged you. I don't move like that. I ain't never drugged nobody in my life. Like, knock it off. If I said that, show it, nigga. Show the receipt. You always talking about you got a receipt, show it. I said I drugged you. Show some receipt. Nikea, join the live. Send me a request. Join this live. I need Nikea. So I put the link on my Facebook. Nikea, join this live. Okay. I'm in a tub now, but I know for a fact you never drugged him.
I'm a bet.
Nikea said I know for a fact. I want you to get on this light. He said that. I want. She from the hood. She was around with all this stuff. This dude said that we raped Raquel. He said we raped Raquel. I want you to answer that because it's 60 motherfuckers watching this live. This is my only time I'm going to address this. You was the leader. You know what was going on of the females.
Okay, I'm back, y'all.
Speak on that.
I'll be trying to keep my king emotions my baby emotions as calm as possible. But I forgot what I was. What was we talking about before I handed you?
You asked a question about somebody said what I was doing in the community.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Nikea on the live. She said she in the tub. That's my cousin.
Right.
She was around for everything. She gonna get on here and say everything. It's my only time address. So I want to get people that know that was around.
Yeah, but some people some people don't want to be dragged into his accusations of a false narrative.
Yeah, but she was around. She could.
I know she was around, but at the same,
she loved him and she loved both of us. That was her boy. I'm her cousin. She gonna keep it real.
And at the same,
we all love P. We love you, bro.
I want y'all to be like with certain questions that you guys ask. I just want you to be like conscious about what you type, because I feel like a lot of questions that I'm reading, you're not being conscious.
I'm not answering
about what you're typing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see he's not in his best mind frame, and that exactly, he does need love, but at the same time, it's to the point where his energy is not allowing love. When you're going through that particular stage of like a spiritual transformation and all of that type of stuff, y'all understand why P is tapping into that spirit world shit. He looking up third eyes, and he doing that's a whole nother ball game. So like when you tap into that, you got to have people around you that are very grounded.
I'm going to address that. You making valid points. This is what I'm going to address. This is what I'm going to say. He's saying he got paperwork, a letter to me and him. That's my best friend. Of course, we're gonna be right. I was in jail. He got 3.5. I got 7 years. I had 5 and 5, and I kept violating parole. He had to, I wasn't going back and forth to jail. But when he was fighting his case, I was fighting my 2 cases. He was writing back and forth every week. I'm gonna get a letter from him, get a letter from me. But what I was saying to him was, you should go to trial and they ain't got your DNA on the gun, you should be able to beat the gun. But I didn't know that in his report, he had the gloves on. So that was in the gate. It doesn't matter if your DNA not on the gun because you had gloves on. That's why they saying your DNA wasn't on the gun because of the gloves. So when I was writing him, I was basically telling him, like, if they ain't got your DNA on the gun, anybody else in the streets know if my DNA ain't on the gun. You didn't find the gun on me. He took off running and threw the gun. And the police I read his whole report. They seen the motherfucker throw the gun. But if they wouldn't have seen them gloves, he'd have beat the case.
Now, remind you that what he's telling y'all is stuff that you can go find in records yourself.
Yeah,
like this is over. This is not nothing. He just pulling out his ass.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind that y'all got to take into accountability, like social media and media platforms. Their job is to stir stuff. I do see a media platform that's on here. One thing I want you to understand is we respect your job. We respect what you do. And we want to see you prosper. But this is the last time we will be addressing this. YP will not be coming on this live for the simple fact that he is not mentally and spiritually safe. Not safe. Well, he's not mentally spiritually safe himself, but he's not mentally and spiritually aware right now. And y'all want someone who looked at him as though that was his best friend to have him. He can embarrass himself on his live. But as this being his best friend, when you have a certain type of love for somebody, exactly, same. When you have a type of love for somebody, you're not going to allow them to do certain things, not only to you, but to themselves. So It's like you love him, but you got to love him from the distance. And I'm going to say this one more time. If y'all want to hear crazy talk, if you want to hear YP talk crazy, you go on his page. You, by all means, that's your freedom. If you want to listen to the mess and see what's going on, go on his page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if there's any more questions y'all have. Oh wait, Black Royal Family question: does he have a history of mental illnesses?
I'm not sure. But y'all can ask me some questions about what I'm trying to do with the Black youth in the community, or I'm about to get off this bitch.
Yeah.
I'm about to start law school in May, and I'm going to grad school to get my doctorate in political science. I'm organizing out here in Dallas, Texas. If y'all ain't got no more questions pertaining to what I'm doing with these Black youth out here and my degrees and what I got going on with the political education, I'm about to get up off this joint.
Yeah.
I ain't come on here to talk about nobody. I came out here to clear my name.
Yeah. A lot of y'all are asking questions that have already been answered. So you can basically go back in the live once we end it and watch it again.
What does your organization do? We educate youth and we educate people on the importance of political education. Know your rights. If you go on my page, you're gonna see me with many different videos. You're gonna see me speaking with different lawyers, different law professors, speaking on the importance of Black people and Black people in particular, and people in general, just knowing their rights. Know your rights. So that's a big program that I do with my nonprofit. Know Your Rights program. We go out into the community with our money. We're not funded by nobody. We take our own money. We go once a month and we go provide household products, food, different, toiletries and shit for the homeless communities, Black homeless community. We in the hood in Dallas. We be in Martin Luther King Park in Dallas. We be in downtown Dallas, feeding the homeless and trying to, provide resources for, the homeless and lower class, middle class people that's struggling. And that's what we do. That's our two main things in, political education. We understand the importance of, you see these books. This is what I've been teaching the last couple of years, how Europe underdeveloped Africa. This is another great book, The Ratchet of the Earth by Frantz Fanon. If y'all don't know about that, read. That's a good-ass book. Blood in My Eyes by George Jackson. I'm a revolutionary. That's what I'm on. I'm on some real revolutionary shit. Blood in My Eyes, George Jackson. To Die for the People, Huey P. Newton. Type of shit I do. That's what I do. I teach people and, our youth this type of shit.
Yeah. One thing is one thing I want y'all to understand is we are like normal people. The only reason why this is getting blown out of proportion is because the person who's throwing out those accusations. That's the reason why I per se chose not to be on camera, because it's like y'all, we are normal people. We are out here trying to make the world a better place. Some people are, some people aren't, but we are normal people. Like,
yeah, normal people.
We are trying to help out the community, y'all.
Nothing special about me.
But yeah, everybody got their opinion. We one thing we do is we allow people to believe whatever they want to believe.
Right. I just want to clear it up. I'm not clearing nothing up no more. Y'all see my page. Y'all want to tap in with what I got going on. That's what's going on. This is what's going on. This is Che Guevara, Cuban Revolution, another book by Franz Fanon. That's what I'm on.
We wish everybody love, light, and peace. We really drinking on some is it Prosecco, y'all? I'm probably saying it wrong.
We drinking on Prosecco.
Prosecco, yeah. Thank you, babe. But we wish y'all love and peace. We finna end this live. Y'all already know after this why P gonna go on his little rant, but we still wish him love while he go on his rant.
Yeah.
That's my baby. So I know him as a person and I appreciate him, and I'm just gonna be here to support him through whatever's going on, because this is just one little hiccup in the road. A lot of trolls, y'all gonna see this, and then the next big thing gonna pop. Y'all might be talking about Jocelyn in the cabaret tomorrow. So we wish y'all the best. We love y'all.
Wish you the best, man. Hope you have a speedy recovery.
We ain't finna be on this live for no 4 hours because we got babies, we got money to be made, and I want to be under my man. So bye, y'all. We love y'all. Bye-bye.